I told you what. Didn't I tell you to remind you?
Tell you to remind you what?
I cut the speaker off.
Oh no! You
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hope everyone is doing well. We'll wait for everyone to get in the house. Looks like there's already 17 people online. Please tell us if you can hear us and everything else.
Yeah, that's right. Scott's not good at making his own coffee.
Is that 54 Punchy on?
Holy cow, look at all these things going up. I'm not going to be able to keep up with y'all today. There's 54 Punchy. I need to tell that man of yours to put your channel link at the bottom. My channel is so pathetic. I would not even. Oh my God.
To you. Punchy 54, Pam.
Pam.
To you.
Are you going to do your dance?
Mr. President.
Yes.
Woo! Happy birthday to you. All right, Punchy, that was for you.
Happy birthday, Pam.
Happy birthday. 26 people on, 15 likes. Please hit that like button. Before we get started, I want to welcome everyone, all our FishTube notification squads, Green Team Alliance, FishTubers out there, and of course, anyone that follows King Queen Cichlids. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Aquafunk, for putting on a 6 o'clock show. That was outstanding. Thank you, Q Aquatics, for having another fantastic show and sending people this way. What you got?
I was just thinking about Aquafunk as I was walking through to let the dogs in and out. I would hear these random bits from Funk and just be like, oh my God, he's so stupid.
Funk is hilarious. Today, guys, we're going to get into a topic that could get a little heated. I don't know where this topic's going to go, but we will see.
All right.
But go ahead.
I'm going to just do some shout outs real quick. I'm going to scroll back up. Hey, Denny. Mike is back from Japan. Michael, Eugenio, Angie, Mrs. B, Mr. B, Dwayne Kitchell. Oh, that's me. Hi. One Fish, Two Fish, Pleca Whisperer, Thirsty Rabbit, Tim Bucks Aquatics, Sishi's Bubble Nest.
What's up, Shishi?
54, Pam, Rainer Trofer? Yeah, I can't say that. Big D Smoke, Daryl Deemer, Low Life, Anthony, our buddy Anthony, the Fish Godfather.
He's in the house.
He's
What's
in
up?
the house. Dr. Black 66, PR, East Coast, Cichlids, PA, Shelby Ray Lane. See, Chewy LTD. Oh my God, there's a list. Austin Johnson, Don Gooman, Donald Fish Vibes, Dan Sleep, Tim Buck,
You ain't gotta get everybody.
Chris Matzkow.
Give me 5 seconds to
look,
talk.
Mob Guppy, everybody who's anybody is here.
All right, give me 2 seconds to speak. Take the doggy.
I got one.
Well,
look, I got a matching set.
First of all, let's do this. We just sang happy birthday to Pam. Rob, congratulations. Rob just had a child. Well, he didn't have a child.
He didn't have a child. His wife had a child.
Yes, his wife had a child. So congratulations to you. Let us know his name and everything. I hope it's a
little boy.
I hope it's a boy. I'm sorry. Rob, let us know what you got, how big, and all that good
stuff. Is
it
a child? Is it human? We don't know.
As long as it doesn't look like Funk, you should be good.
Oh, God, a baby Funk.
All right, guys, 45 on. Thank you so much. 26 likes. Before we get started, you know what I want to do. I got to shout out to my mods, even if they're here or they're not here. Candy Overhauls, congratulations. I'm so happy for you and your family. Yeah, what do you got?
Rob had a daughter, Ava Rose.
Thank you. Sorry about that, Rob, but congratulations. I had 3 daughters, so I know, brother. I know. Boy. Candy Overhauls. Mr. B, I believe, is in the house, so thank you for modding Mr. B. Michael's Fish Room, my boy. Yep. My God, he was gone for 12 days. I was heartbroken.
You were like a crack act when Michael coming back. I need Michael.
Michael went to Japan for 12 days. He is back. So everyone, please welcome Michael back. We're so happy to have him. And then my boy, Rob93 is on. And of course, Aquafunk, whenever he shows up, he's another one of our mods. So I wanted to shout out to those mods.
Right. Yeah, so Mr. B's here. Matt Scow, Rob, Michael. Michael's just laughing.
All right. Deborah's on. All right. So
hi, Ryer Clan.
Is there a word today, Deborah, before we get started?
I hope so.
So let us know the word of the day. Again, our topic is, it might be controversial. I hope not. Are fish convention and fish events dying? What is going on out there? And I'm going to explain that. But first, we're going to say, put your kids away.
Store them in the overhead position.
Use them as a flotation device.
Whatever you got to do to stay afloat these days.
And we may talk about some mature subjects. Liz likes to curse every now and then like a sailor. So we just put the kids away. This might be 17 and above. However, I feel a little bad about that because fish conventions, we need younger people to kind of help us with these conventions and attend these conventions. I tell you what, ever since you did that, neutered this dog, he doesn't want to come to you anymore. So,
well,
Yeah, so.
So Rico just had surgery last week. If y'all didn't know, he got his little nutter snipped. So he is now no more full male.
Yeah,
he's now a little more rounded.
He's daddy's dog now because I told him that wasn't nice what Mama did. Mama's been trying to do that to me for years, but I wouldn't let her. But she got him.
I caught the dog.
54
Spay
on.
and neuter your pets.
56 on, 31 likes. Please hit that like button. So, as we always do, please tell us what you're eating and what you're drinking today.
Yes.
Okay, let us know what you're eating and drinking.
All right. So, Zachy, Penny, Lydia, Bella, what is your word of the day and what is the snack, kids? Aunt Liz is waiting to know.
Yeah, I love you. I know Mama did that bad thing to you.
Oh, Tom Galuli is sipping Bailey's. Here's to you, bud. Run, Scott, says Mr. B.
I've been running for a long time.
See, this is why we chop them off, so they don't run.
She lured him in with some food. I'm smarter than that.
No, he's not.
Chris Mascow, Wendy's and a Diet Coke. Like you need a Diet Coke. My God, Chris.
And why Wendy's and a Diet Coke?
Listen.
If you're going Wendy's, just go full Coke.
Shout out to Chris Mascow. Thank you so much, Chris. Chris went on a 3-hour trip with me to New Hope, Pennsylvania to pick up a 300-gallon, 7-foot-long tank. It was the heaviest tank I've ever picked up in my life. Oh. It is going to be the new home for our arowanas. Like I said, guys, I try to be a responsible fish keeper, so I'm always thinking ahead. This kind of dropped in my lap thanks to Kelly from Bucks County Aquarium Society.
And it's a beautiful tank, you guys. Tank. It is amazing. And I know how hard that must have been for her to part with her fish and her tank.
She's just the kindest woman.
She is a big-hearted lady. So the Ryer word of the day is convention, and nacho cheese is the snack. Yeah, wrong word to pick for today. So eat up, kids.
Okay, so
all right.
What do we have drinking here? We got to talk about our wine. Sorry about that, guys.
So it's not my favorite, but it's a new one I'm trying from Armstrong Valley. It is a cranberry wine, and this is another local winery here in Pennsylvania area.
Yep. All right, what's up, Inventory King? What's up, Paul? It's good to see you here, buddy. 62 on, 37 likes. Please hit that like button. Now, the reason why we're talking about fish conventions, and we have not scripted this at all. We've been very lazy today. Plus, we've been crazy over the whole week.
We wouldn't have to bring the tank in. We, of course, had that set back our tank cleaning day. Yeah. We had emergency with the dog last night. It just has been a busy, stressful weekend.
It has. But back to topic, are fish conventions and events dying? The reason why we're bringing this topic up is because I have been notified by a few people asking me to promote certain events that are coming up. And the reason why they're telling me to promote these events is because they're having very slow registration. On top of that, your sister, Deborah, went to the ALA, the Library Association.
Yeah, American Library Association in Louisville, Kentucky this year. And I told my sister, hey, check out this convention. Go, it'll be amazing. You'll love it. She said, where's the convention? Crickets.
Yeah.
Crickets.
Yeah. So I have taken the filter off of Liz tonight, and I told her she could say whatever she wanted.
Put the muzzle down.
So please, any anger or hate mail, send it to her.
If you're offended, if the shoe fits, Cinderella, wear it. Small.
But she's gonna be brutally honest. I'm gonna be tiptoe around stuff as much as possible because I tend to be politically correct because I'm always gonna be in the hobby doing one thing or other.
Yes.
And I don't want to offend anyone too much.
And I am the world's biggest cheerleader, though. I will cheerlead you all on as long as you're doing something.
Right. So you know our topic. The reason why we're talking about it is because it seems like registration has been really slow, especially for upcoming events.
Yeah.
The ALA, did I say that right? ALA had a very
Poor.
small showing. I heard the killifish also had a poor showing. So what's going on? So my first question to you is, what events have you guys gone to? If you guys have gone to any sort of fish event, let me know what it is so I can kind of see what the audience, who's gone to what, and I can kind of talk a little bit better about what we're talking about. So tell us what fish events you've gone to, and if you haven't gone to one, let me know.
So Dan Slee says, I think the older events and trade shows are, well, that just moved up quicker, having a harder time. The newer ones are more what people are interested in. Now, why is that? Are the older ones not keeping up with the time? Are they not reaching out to the younger generation? There's so many issues.
So fast. I didn't hear a word you said.
Sorry.
You've only had one glass of that, right?
Yeah. Not even a glass. It's just a topic that I'm passionate about, and I will get to Motormouth Maybell happening over here. And this is why I've had to stop discussing these topics, because I'm overly passionate about it. All
right, guys, I still haven't seen anyone say they've been to a convention. So are we saying that with 67 people in the house, no one's ever been to a fish convention? Now, I know that's not true. I've seen some of you guys at the Aquatic Experience. So Paul said, I went to the ACA. That was in Michigan a few years back. I'll be going to the Reef of Alapalooza this August. Okay.
JH was at Aquatic Experience in Aquashella.
Yeah.
Inventory King went to the ACA. Oh, that's what you just read. Sorry.
Yep.
These fish friends.
Tom Galuli, ACA, NEC, ALA, and NJS, and Clash. Tom is out there. He's out there as much as we are.
So now Deb just said the one in Louisville, the ALA that she went to, she said they stayed for only 20 minutes because they felt like a fish out of water. Now, is that because nobody greeted you? Nobody welcomed you? And that's something that's important to do, especially when, say, somebody's staying in the hotel and they just happen to come across the event. You always want to have somebody
breathe
to welcome people. You want to make new people feel welcome and included in it.
Yep. And that was one of the biggest things we did when we were with the CCY.
Well, Debbie said they weren't greeted or talked to.
Yeah. The CCY, when we were running the CCY, it was always important for me, especially since I was the president, to go out, shake people's hand, introduce them, and meet them, put them with people of like fish. So let's get started on this topic. I've seen what you said, what you guys have said. I'm sure you're probably saying to yourself, what makes you the right person to talk about this in the first place?
Well,
this,
folks, we go to events.
This is all fish conventions and fish
in the
events
last 4 years.
In the last 4 years, and I couldn't find them all. So you get an idea of how we go to probably 6 or 7 events a year. So you get an idea of what we do or where we go. The other reason is because, quite honestly, we've both done conventions ourselves.
Yep.
I've worked on the ACA. I've obviously done the Keystone Clash as well as you. We've worked at various different conventions, so we do have a background running events, being in events, and understanding it. You got something?
Right. So, Rainer, you were saying you don't have fish conventions in Australia?
Austria.
Never a better time to start one.
Austria.
Okay, Austria, excuse me. So if you don't have a fish convention, maybe look into your local clubs and see what you can start and create.
Okay.
Crappy affordable hotels versus nice ones that cost more money. I opt for the nicer hotel.
Nice.
Zenon says the year I went to, sorry, honey.
No, you're fine.
I went to CAOAC in May, and we'll go to Keystone Clash in September and the OCA in November.
Yeah. Okay, so let's break this down. Now that I got everyone's attention, we got 68 people online. Already got 1 thumbs down. Thank you very much. 44 likes. There are like 3 different conventions. There are conventions that are run by clubs.
Yep.
There are conventions that are run by organizations that are fish specific, like cichlids, American Cichlid Association, American Live Bearers, the Achilles Group, CatCon. So there are conventions that are run specific for a certain fish. And then there are manufacturers and vendor conventions such as Aquatic Experience, Aquashella, Reef Palooza, which was Paul was talking about that. So there's 3 different kinds of conventions that people can go to. There may be more, so if there's more, let me know. What is up, Fishy Biz? Good to see you. What is up, Joe? Now, I'm going to talk about clubs. The main reason why clubs do convention is because it generates funds, if it is successful, to feed back into the club so that the club can continue to keep running. There's lots of costs to running a club that people aren't aware of, such as speaker costs, renting the space wherever they're at, food, travel costs. There's a lot of different costs involved. And you have to generate money to keep that club running. Your membership won't do that on itself. So people have conventions. That's why we started the Keystone Clash, or when I was running, it was called the Clash of the Cichlids.
Right.
After I stepped down after 4 years, it became the Keystone Clash because the ACLC joined in with it, the Korean Club of Lancaster County.
And if you don't know, Pennsylvania is called the Keystone State.
Yeah, so
no-brainer.
All right. I'm going to stop there. Are there any questions up there right now?
There's been a lot of comments about, people just not being able to get to conventions. There aren't any in their areas. Let me scroll back up here. What day and time did my sister go to ALA? Karen, she went. Debbie, was it
Well, she's right there.
Friday.
The hotel chosen in Louisville was fabulous, but for some reason the lights were low in the fish room. It felt a little shady. There wasn't welcoming, and 2 out of the 4 booths had no people. So,
oh gosh.
All right. So, we're just going to be blatantly honest, because we want fish conventions to keep going. One of the reasons why I love this hobby is fish conventions. So,
right. And there's no better time to meet you guys, for all of us like nerds to get together and just talk about fish and what we're doing.
Yeah. So I told you why clubs do conventions. The same thing goes for the fish specific conventions. They try to raise funds, get awareness, promote the hobby, get people collecting and keeping their specific fish. So that's why they do it, but it's also a fundraiser for them. And then obviously the manufacturing vendors, it's their opportunity to show their shiny new whistles and meet people and greet people and say, hey, this is what we're doing now out in the field. Check this out. You want to buy this product. So those are the 3 different conventions that you can go to and be a part of. Question is, which ones are you guys going to, if you're going to them at all? What you got?
Right. Who's a nerd? Fishy Biz, I'm a nerd. That's who's a nerd. He's a nerd.
I'm not a nerd.
He's a big
Come on, let's stay on topic.
Nerd. I'm answering questions. So the one that matters to me most are the ones that aren't too specialized, so more inclusive, and that promote people sharing the hobby and meeting up with Facebook, YouTube. We all want to meet friends.
Right. All right, 70 people on, 47 likes, and now we got 3 dislikes. Thank you very much. Keep them coming. It means all the same to me. So,
I'm sorry.
What?
Austin just said ALA had their biggest event of the ever this year.
ALA?
Yep.
That's the one we were just saying that was slow. Who said that?
Austin Johnson.
Austin Johnson?
This was their biggest year ever.
That's... Okay, well, we're hearing something different, Austin. So let us know. Did you break records as far as attendance, or let us know how that ALA went? You're talking about the live bearer thing, Austin? All right. So anyway, one of the things that I think people forget to do is promote their events properly. And I think a lot of the people that are behind the scenes promoting the events may be at an age like me, where I'm 52 and I'm not as savvy with social media as I once was. Karen says ALA people during the day on Friday were out on one of the tours. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe they were at a tour. So you got anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So I think what happens is this stuff isn't promoted right. I can tell you, having based on running the Keystone Class last year, which was a tough event, but which at the very end I felt very good about it, was I had to get on social media. I had to beat trees. I had to get on every Instagram, Twitter, anything that I could find. I was doing video promotions and stuff like that. So it takes, and you were saying this, I don't know if you want to say it, it takes more than a simple post.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
When you're advertising for a convention, if you put up a random picture of something with a couple of words, that's not going to attract most people's attention. You need some sort of call to action something that will grab the scroller's attention, because a lot of people are like me too. They're just scroll, 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 scroll. Oh, look, a fish. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And if there's nothing to catch my eye, I'm not going to stop and read your post, quite honestly.
Okay, Cichlids23, are we buffering? Someone let us know if we're buffering.
It says buffering. Ted Coletti is Mr. Promotion. He just stepped down from NJAS and NEC as promotion manager. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, very fishy.
Amazing.
What is up, Reed? Good to have you in the house. If we are buffering, guys, let us know, please.
But yeah, Zenon said promotion on the clubs on social media is needed. It absolutely is, because that's where your younger crowd is, on social media, on YouTube. So if you're not trying to hit them, you're not going to bring in that new fresh blood that's going to keep your club or convention running for the long haul.
The Fish Tank Barn says no buffering. Donald says nope. All right, so we're good. Tim, what is up? Tim is in the house. Tim, so good to see you. Tim, welcome to the family. Tim, I met at the the Aquatic Experience Convention in Chicago. He had the Dovi. He's coming to the class. He's already registered at the class.
Hi,
and he's coming to the Aquatic Experience. So we're looking forward to that. As you guys know, I am in charge of getting the Cichlid Show up once again, third year in a row. Or I should say, we are getting the event, putting it together at the Aquatic Experience in the Meadowlands this year. That's going to take a lot of promotions for me to fill 100 tanks. I also want to talk about the ACA convention that is happening July 18th in New England. You can still get tickets now. This is going to be a great event. If you're into cichlids and you're in the Northeast area, you should come down and enjoy this event. Jim Cummings, Paul Lizelle, Wayne Label, oh my God. Wayne Liable, thank you. Larry Johnson, Lawrence Kent, and many others are going to be there. They're calling this Search for the Holy Grail. There's not going to be a cichlid show this year, but there is going to be some competition with tanks. Oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you, Mr. Palmer. I appreciate you, sir.
I was going to say, you got 2 super chats.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it.
And Funk just fell in the room.
Funk's in the house. I thought I smelled something. What is up, Funk? So again,
so where is it located? They're asking.
New England. Okay. So if anyone can, I don't know if my mods are out there, it is cichlid.org. You can go to the ACA convention and get registered. It's going to be a great event. We need you guys to sign up. The registration is running a little bit slow, but I guarantee you if you come out, you're going to have a great time.
So, yeah, Debbie, I agree with you about the thing to draw kids, but that's the thing about some of the conventions here where we do give a kid a tank contest and different things to get the kids involved in it. Unfortunately, you only went up for a little bit for one day, so you didn't get to experience some of that. They did have give a kid a tank contest Saturday at ALA.
Yep.
But another thing with advertising, I noticed Chuck Davis did a post for ALA for 2020. It is never too early to start promoting for your convention or for your club. If you got one coming up in less than a year, you should be promoting already.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, last year, the Keystone Clash had its biggest convention ever.
Yeah.
And that was through a lot of hard work from all of us. All of us had to do a lot of hard work to put that together. I know they're going to have an even bigger convention this year, and we're going to talk about that, but they were very smart in how they set up their convention this year, and we're going to talk about that. But listen, I'm going to be transparent. When I was on the ACA board or a cadre, one of the things I kept saying was that we need to get Dr. Paul Lizelle, Rusty Wessel, Jim Cummings, all these guys who are experienced. We need them on video and have an ACA YouTube channel so people out there can see the expertise firsthand.
Yeah.
Right now in social media, if you get on YouTube, you think who's ever talking is right and an expert at it. Because I think these older gentlemen haven't taken the opportunity to get on YouTube and some of these other social medias, people aren't gravitating to these conventions because they don't know who these speakers are or their expertise.
Right.
And it's only the big YouTube names that seem to be drawing people to conventions now. So I really battled this when I was at the ACA. I was like, you guys need to take Dr. Paul Lizelle. You know, all of us got to go at some point. You know, our time is ticking, and get him on camera and get some of the information out there so people can really see an expert in action. But we'll see if that happens or not. But at this point, most of the people, when they come to conventions, they're being drawn by YouTube personalities as opposed to the people who are actually the experts in the hobby. What's up?
All right. So let me scroll back up here. So they were talking about, somebody said, I forget who said about if they had the conventions in more different states versus just Chicago or, you know, but the reason they do that in these larger cities is because they get more of a draw. They don't want to put it in the middle of nowhere where they're not going to get the people to travel. So unfortunately, that is why they do it in big cities more often than not.
What is up, Mob Guppy? 69 on, 55 likes. Thank you very much. Well said, Liz. These guys have to be strategic when they're putting on conventions. Yeah. We're talking about the manufacturers and vendors. They got to put it in premier areas where they're going to get the most people and generate the most money, because let's face it, these conventions are about making money.
Yeah.
We'd love to say it's all about the hobby, but these guys put up a lot of money. I've seen some of the stuff, the bills for the aquatic experience. It's a lot of money to put on a convention of that size. So they have to put it in major cities like that. Go ahead.
So now Wes said the Clash this year will have the Give a Kid a Tank contest, at least 20 possible tanks available. And anyone under the age of 18 can see the speakers for free. And that is good that the children, you know, don't have to pay, because half the time they're not going to pay attention, unfortunately. But the more they're exposed.
Now, I'm glad Wesley's on, because I'm going to talk about the Keystone Clash and why I think their setup is strategically smart. Not only have they listed some of the best speakers and experts out in the hobby, such as Rusty Wessel and Dr. Paul Lizelle, but they also are smart enough to know that to get the younger generation, you need a Joey DIY and a Rachel and a Jen. And they have those people in their lineup as well. So you're looking at, and this is perfect, because now you have the expertise and now you have the YouTube, you know, personalities all together from one event. That the Keystone Clash should be a huge draw for me. It should be a huge draw for you, because you get both the best worlds. Kudos to whoever came up with the idea to have the experts and the YouTube personalities together. I think it's going to be a great convention. I think you guys should definitely check it out. KeystoneClash.com. Get registered today. It's going to be a huge fish show. It's an all fish show. You just tap me if you want me to stop talking. Okay.
Okay, so I was going to type this, but I wanted to respond. So Angela said the people who live in the middle of nowhere are just out of luck. And in a sentiment, yes. But we live out here in York. We started a club. We started our own convention. We now have a 3-day convention. This is something your local clubs can be doing too. So that way you do have something in your area. But if it's new to your area, you're going to have to be the ones to stand up, to do the work, to get it started, to expose your areas to these things. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
I agree 100% with her. The Cichlid Club of York was started because I was in a small market, but I love fish. I love specific cichlids.
Right.
And so I started a club, and I pounded the pavement with social media. Craigslist was my friend back then. YouTube, I even, back then I even did a YouTube channel just saying, hey, this is Scott, this is Cichlid Club of York, not knowing that YouTube would become what it became. But don't give up. You can do it. There's people out there. There's my Philly Cichlid Club, my Philly Fish Club is trying to get started, and they're doing what they can. Now, obviously, that's the largest city,
right? But
you can do it. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. I'm not that smart.
And really. Angela, if you want to get something started in your area and you have questions, you can hit us up. I mean, we're absolutely willing to help anybody who wants to start their own thing. We did it. We have some experience. We're not experts, but we can absolutely help you on your way.
Right. So 75 people on. Thank you so much, guys. Maybe one day we'll crack this 100 mark. But this is my point. YouTube has changed the world as we deal with fish. 75 people online, that's more than most people go when they go to a fish meeting, quite honestly. And that's what?
That's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, that's the effect of YouTube. And I've even heard John and KG Tropicals talk about it, that this is really the fish fam and the fish community. Right. And some clubs and stuff are dying now. The Sickle Club of York, Dwayne and Liz and all of them are doing a hell of a job. They're tackling technology. Even they have electronic sign up now when you go to the club. So kudos to them. They have continued to keep the club hot. They continue to get new members, so they're doing a great job. So it makes me feel good that I created a club and to see it still growing is fantastic. I created that event, and it's what's going on the 7th year now. So that makes me feel good that whenever I die, there'll be something they'll say, hey, he started this or he started that. But kudos to the Sickle Club of York and any other club out there that is staying up with the times and doing everything they can to use technology to bring people into the hobby and keep them in the hobby. What you got? You look like you're about to wave at me.
I'm just reading some people going back and forth with things about their areas, and I'm going to go back and read this some more because I'm missing a bunch because everybody's talking. Go ahead.
Ciclet 23. I agree with you. Just too expensive as a total package. So
but they were actually talking about plane fare and everything to go to the conventions. Okay.
But regardless of what you're talking about, I hear that a lot, that these conventions are way too expensive. That is why Big Fish Deal is one of the best conventions, bargains for the money. You can go to Big Fish Deal, I think it's for under $25, and get speaker convention. They have like not a buffet, they have like a banquet where they have wings and pizza and stuff. It's a 3-day event, and you can go in there for like $25 and enjoy the event. Of course, you got to get your hotel room, but they have done it right. They have it down to a science. In fact, they were probably the first ones to start bringing in Joey as an attraction because they realized by bringing Joey in, you bring more people in, and that helps with the cost of the convention. I don't think you guys understand, especially for club conventions, you will spend, I think we spent close to $9,000 to put the Keystone Clash on.
Yeah.
It was like $5,000 for the hotel, and then you got speakers costs and travel expenses. There's a lot of money involved in the convention, and you are rolling the dice with your money and hoping that people will come to your convention for the full package and get a hotel room to generate that money back. We were very, very blessed last year that we were able to get as many people as we did. I had to really call on some really old friends that I used to do a lot of competitions with to get them to come. And they came out in droves, and I am so appreciative for that. And hopefully, because of their good experience last year, they'll come this year and continue to come for now on. You got anything?
So Karen was saying about the OCA extravaganza is a cheap convention. It is a cheap convention. The hotel rooms are not good, but you're getting an amazing convention for that price. Just don't plan on staying in the Ritz. But
the reason why the OCA has locked in their convention the same time every year because it's the week before Thanksgiving, and they get the hotel rooms cheap. Because it's the week before Thanksgiving, all the hotel rooms, it's like $75. Karen, correct me if I'm wrong. Michael said buffering bad. So are we buffering bad out there, guys?
I don't know.
I don't know if there's
so
anything
Zenon
I
said
can do about it.
Getting sponsors on board to reduce the cost of attending a convention is a challenge. And it is. But again, if you start a year in advance from the year your year ended and start planning, because a lot of companies, they earmark so much for the year that they're going to donate and give out. So if you get in there early, you got to hit the pavement though. You got to work.
I'm just trying to see it. Nope, not here. Okay. No buffering.
Good on my end. No buffering. Okay. Buffering here sometimes.
Just Michael's buffering.
Karen's buffering.
Gavin, I'm so glad you're in the house. Let us know what your thoughts are, my friend. I know you go to as many events, if not more events than me.
So Gavin said something about the old timers dying off. And here it is. Sure, it isn't the older sides of the hobby dropping off. I'm certainly not adverse to attending fish conventions, but lots I'm not likely to bother with.
Aaron says buffering on my TV, but not my PC. If you're looking, that's true. If you're looking at it through the TV, Mike, that might be the problem. I know you like to watch us through the TV. Greg Jones, I made it in. I'll be at the ACANAE. Awesome, Greg. If you don't know Greg Jones, you should check his channel out. He does my aquarium box, some really cool products. You can get a subscription and get products sent to you on a regular basis, especially for you guys who don't have local pet stores or clubs. You're not touching me, so I don't know if to stop.
No, don't. I was just laughing. Because Lumpy Dog said I was fine. The guy next to me is buffering. So I was laughing. BCAS had 75 auction sponsors. Get out there and work it. And that's the bottom line when it comes out to get out there and work it. I contacted over 900 companies to get the donations for the Keystone Clash last year. Yeah. So, I mean, it's work.
I tell you what, probably there has been no one in this hobby who has helped me more or taught me more than actually Tom Galooly as far as getting out there, getting the sponsors, promoting the event early. And thank you, Tom. I don't know. We became friends very early on when I started the Cycle Club of York, and we've been friends ever since.
Tom is one of the most generous, wonderful guys. And he not only works the sponsors, he's out there on Craigslist and every day picking up things that, you know, like aquariums and different things for his club.
Right.
I mean, he's a hell of a guy.
All right. So we talked about this, the social media being a big impact on getting people to conventions. Is there any other people out there that want to say why they haven't gone to conventions or why they wouldn't go to a convention?
Karen?
Because if you haven't gone to a convention, you're really missing out. YouTube is one thing, seeing someone online is one thing, but when you really get out there and you can meet these people and talk to them and meet the experts and listen to these presentations, that's the other thing. These presentations, each one normally goes on for an hour. I think people should consider backing that off to like a half an hour. I know it doesn't give a presenter very much, but you know, the younger group coming up they're not going to sit.
Span.
I can't get someone to watch a 15-minute video of mine. I got to keep it under 15 minutes. So when you say someone's going to talk for over an hour, that turns people off. They think they can be doing something else. So, you know, if I ever run a convention again, I am going to bring up the fact, hey, let's cut down some of the talk so, you know, it's not as long. Now, there are some great speakers out there. You know, Chris Bigg comes to mind that he can talk and makes it entertaining. Ted Coletti, oh my God. Ted's not younger, but his are so fun. He gets the people involved.
Lawrence Kent, he threw T-shirts at us, at you doing quizzes and stuff. I love these older guys that are a wealth of knowledge, but when I sit and listen to them for an hour, sometimes I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
But there's, like you said, other great speakers that just involve you.
And that's what Chris and I were talking. He said he can't wait to meet Dr. Paul Lozelle and hear him talk. And I was like, well, make sure you're awake and make sure you have a dictionary because he talks for a long time. And he's so smart. He's going to use words you've never heard before. Yep. So be ready for that. Tangs and Tanks, yes.
So Austin said that he's probably going to get in trouble for this, but it's not that fish conventions are expensive. It's that fish people are cheap. No. And there's a point to that. How many times have we gone to a fish club and a beautiful, amazing fish will come up and at $5, like nobody wants to spend more.
That's different. I say that's different because if it's in an auction, people are not going to speak up and spend more if they can get it cheaper. So, you know what I'm saying? So
but I think he was referring to that as a reason why people, like, they don't want to fork out the money in general.
I understand that part. I don't want to compare auction to convention. I think people will, and I know you do it.
Oh, I absolutely do. $2,
I'm out.
But I don't need it. That's enough. My tanks are full. I do not need another 10 fish.
What's Michael saying? I don't think he really meant that. I was being facetious when I said YouTube personalities are specialists or experts. I'm just saying in this day and age, people are more likely, novice hobbyists are more likely to get on YouTube, watch something, learn from that, and think that this or that person is an expert, as opposed to being able to go to the real experts out there because you can't, because Dr. Paul Lozelle doesn't have anything posted. I give kudos to Ted Judy, who has a great channel, who's a great expert. Rachel Leary, great person, great channel. I've seen both of them do talks many, many times. So I know when I watch them, I'm getting great information. But I've been in the hobby a long time. If you haven't been in the hobby and your first experience about your hobby is you go to YouTube and watch something, you're going to believe whoever is presenting something is telling you the best. But there are true experts out there that are older who don't mess with YouTube, Facebook, social media. I know a lot of people don't deal with Facebook. So how do you deal with that?
I mean, if you get a chance to meet a
Mike says, so I'm a dumbass. Maybe.
Well, yeah. So if you get a chance to meet a Wayne Liable or Paul Lozelle, I mean, Oh my God. I mean, they're not going to be here forever.
Wayne Libo is another one who's very entertaining. Man. I mean, he did one talk. I know you remember it.
Yeah.
About the flower horn and where it came from a volcanic lake.
Yes.
And we had a friend with us that really thought what he was saying was true.
Oh my gosh. She's really? Oh my God. I never knew that.
Yeah. So Michael, you're in the house, and this is a controversial topic I'm going to throw to you, my friend. So are you ready? The other thing that happens with conventions, let's talk about vendors, okay? Now, I want you to keep this in mind. We choose our vendors from our clubs. It could be anyone with no experience. If they say, I volunteer to be a vendor, then you're going to pick them because no one wants to do some of these jobs. Let me start with this. Most of the people doing the conventions behind the scenes are the same people over and over and over again.
Yep.
And guess what? They get burnt out, and no freaking person, I almost said the F word, ever says thank you to them or good job or anything like that. So how long do you think these people can continue to do these conventions over and over again with no appreciation because no one else wants to step up and do the job? Right. Okay? So we're going to talk about vendors. Thank you, Bob, for that $10 chat. We love you, man. Here, case in point, you ask for volunteers to help you with a convention. If Sally Sue raises her hand up and says, I'll help with vendors, but then doesn't know how vendors work, which is kind of the scenario that happened with us, it can be a little crazy. So in my experience, and I'll let Liz talk if she wants to, there are vendors who have to know what the other vendors are bringing and want to make sure that the prices are comparable. Yep. And most novice people who are volunteering to help run a convention are not going to know that stuff. And maybe that's a good reason for people to keep doing it over and over and over again. But Michael, I'd like you to talk about what you look for in a convention as a vendor. What are you looking for? What's fair? I've heard many people say they very rarely make any money from these conventions. Yeah. So what can we do, Michael, and any other vendors out there to make it where you guys make money? Because we want you to be there, because you being there brings us people as well.
Right.
So I'll shut up for a minute.
And that was something that I did as a vendor chair, was I actually had to draw a map. Okay, this person doesn't really get along with this person. This person's got the same stuff, so let's move over here. Okay, how much is this? How much is that? It's a nightmare.
Okay. Wait a minute. I want to read Wesley's. People don't realize conventions run very slim profit margins. At least at the Keystone class, those profits are 90% of the funding for 2 different clubs and their charitable donations. That is correct. Michael says we need to be treated fairly. So tell us, what does that mean?
What's fair mean to you, Michael?
I enjoy vendors as much as the auctions.
I do too.
And I'm telling you, going back to BFD, they do it right with their Sunday market, where they have vendors and regular people all in a room together, and you come in and you go and buy whatever you want. It's great. The vendors, this is Michael again, the vendors should not have to really compete with each other.
Right.
But go ahead.
So Gavin says, a part of the problem with getting new folks to help, the current committee are set in their ways and don't change. So volunteers go away. Committee doesn't change. Absolutely right.
Yeah. I can tell you that working with Wesley was great, because we were able to play off each other, keep everyone happy, keep the goal in perspective. He's doing a fantastic job with that as well. God bless Austin, because that dude is fantastic. Austin Johnson. That was probably the hardest convention. I've done a lot of conventions under the circumstances, which I'm not going to make public. That was probably the hardest convention I ever had to do. Yeah. But it's the most gratifying, because at the end of the day, I have people now that I will call lifelong friends. Yep. And I really know who my true friends are. And for that convention was worth all the stuff that we went through. Not only that, it was one of the most profitable conventions for the Cycle Club of York and the Aquarium Club of Lancaster. It was a great success, but I felt like I lost a few years in that convention. But the friendships that I gained through that convention will always be near and dear to me. And I will never forget, like, Chris Masco, Kyle, Bree, all those people that came and helped me tear down
Yep.
tanks and get stuff done. Glenn Davis.
And that's
I mean,
the future of our personal club is Wes and Austin and Chris, and they're the ones that are going to take what we started years ago.
We got 80 people on. I'm sorry, guys. This is a really hot topic for me and Liz.
There's a lot of these comments we're going to have to
chats.
reread.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, Aquafunk. I've never been to a big show, but from what I've seen from YouTube, the vendors seem to sell the same dry products I can get from my local fish store.
Absolutely true. But a lot of these vendors are offering you deals, discounts, and things that you're not going to get.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
So, I mean, I have never been to a local fish store here where they've been like, oh, here, try my sample of this. This is a new product. Never seen that.
But you were the queen of going, when you attended conventions, you were the queen of going to different vendors and meeting vendors and getting free products and stuff like that. You were very good at that.
I'm still very good at it. And that's one thing that's really cool with the convention that we're doing, AE, Aquatic Experience. That's a vendor convention. And those vendors are selling all that display product that they brought with them. So you're going to get it at a deep discounted price. But you got to buy it and then pick it up at the end of the show or at the end of the weekend for the most part. But that is one of the really cool things about that particular convention.
Yeah. Wesley says we have an amazing team this year. I couldn't agree more, Wesley.
Swag.
I know you guys are going to knock it out the park. I have no doubt about it. I'm looking forward to it. Gavin, and everyone always says to support local stores. Yep. Michael says it's all about fair. People on the club board should not get special treatment. Not sure. You know what? Next time we need to get Michael on here because Michael is as blunt, honest as you, and we need to get him to say what's on his mind. Deb Rob, do you guys always reread comments after the show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have to because like there's 80 people on and this thing's going so fast.
Everybody's
yeah.
I know conventions are stressful on the host clubs and people involved. I know people got in arguments and left the Louisville club over ALA this year because of the miscommunication and different views. Oh yeah. I mean, we as fish folk, we have very strong opinions.
Greg Jones, 100% of the products I bring to conventions can't be found in stores, so people buy it while they can at the show. Must know your audience and what they want. Thank you, Greg. That is absolutely right. Now I'm going to get back to this subject. If you get a volunteer person that says they're going to handle the vendor tables, listen, these people are not going to know vendors how to run, how that you got this guppy or you got this pleco, or they're not going to know that stuff. They're not going to think about that stuff. Maybe now moving forward, the Keystone class is aware of it, and they will, moving forward, have some sort of vendor agreement or say, hey, it's a free-for-all and you bring what you bring and that's that. I don't know, but I just think it should be said that most of these people are novice hobbyists, volunteers who don't know how vendors work, and we shouldn't hold them accountable if, two vendors are selling the same thing or the prices are different or stuff like that. That's just my thinking of it. I know vendors will probably think different because they want to be set up in a situation to be profitable. But in the end, if I'm president and I say, Liz, I want you to get vendors, I want her to get vendors. That's it. Right. I want you to sell tables. That's it. Not putting you in charge of finding out what all the vendors are bringing and what their prices are. That's just not something that we would normally do.
Tom, you're right. Experienced people need to mentor others. But in this day and age, there's not a lot of people willing to mentor and pass on their knowledge per se, like the ins and outs of how to get this done, how to get that done. And if they are, there's not the volunteers that are ready to learn and pick it up.
Michael says people who do vendor stuff have to realize it's business for us vendors. And what I'm saying to you, Michael, is I'm just telling you, and I don't know how much club stuff you've been into. Most clubs just take whatever volunteer they can get and don't have any SOPs, process as far as how to run their job, how to do this. JH, King Queen will be at Aquashella. I think we might be at Aquashella. I said we were, but we are actually in the middle of purchasing a house. We're in negotiations. So I don't know. Actually, I put an offer in, it was accepted, but the time frame they want to do it is a little quick for me, so I don't know. But not my personal stuff.
So Quantum says, I wish there was a fish convention in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but they have other conventions like cosplay convention, beer convention, sports conventions, honor conventions, everything else. But you know what? Pittsburgh is not that far from Harrisburg. That is an easy trip to come down and join us in our convention.
Yeah. So there are fish conventions in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of the biggest aquarium clubs down there.
Yeah.
I can put you with Joel, the Goomans, all of them come from the Pittsburgh area. Michael, but that's the wrong way for vendors. Michael, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think what vendors, all I'm saying is I think vendors should go with their eyes open, knowing that these are I'm talking about club conventions now. I'm not talking about the vendor stuff like Aquatic Experience, Aquashella, that they want to come in with their eyes open and know that these guys are not going to know all the ins and outs as far as vendor tables. They're just not. Well, go ahead. Deborah, we came ready to see what?
We came ready to see and learn, but we didn't stay because nobody made them feel comfortable to stay.
Lumpy Dog, seems like a lot of fish hobbyists don't have much interest in building your YouTube channel, selling fish for profit, or building a fish-related business. They just enjoy keeping fish.
And I'm on that spectrum. I have no interest in building a fish hobby business or anything like that, buying or selling.
Yep.
I like enjoying.
Okay. Austin says, know your audience and provide something no one else will. Amen, brother. JH said, great stream. Thank you very much. I can't believe it's 8:48 already. You got 81 people's on. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the super chats. Hopefully I got all of them. This stuff was going fast. Karen Hawes, I like to suggest to clubs that host conventions have a sign-up sheet with actual time slots and stations that need to be manned.
It's a great idea.
And Karen Hawes is one of those people that's done so many events behind the scenes.
She's a worker.
She goes to events on a regular basis, so I can't agree more.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Fishman, I enjoy selling, so we are like twins. Sickly Queen.
I said I don't enjoy selling, Michael.
Aquamate, what is up, buddy? I made it. I thought I was going to miss you guys. Woo woo! 81 on, 73 likes. Someone took a thumbs down. Thank you very much.
It was probably Michael.
Bob's Aquatics. Raleigh brought up a great idea in
a virtual convention.
convention.
How would that work? A virtual convention?
I think that would work great because you kind of have aqua bids. You kind of be like an aqua bids auction. I think that would work great. We've actually, be transparent, we've talked about doing like a club online. I mean, we got 80 people online. Like I said, that's like twice. That's like twice what most clubs get. So.
I mean, I get that you're having a speaker talk and you're talking to people, but as far as a virtual convention, like, what are you going to do? No, stop. I want to see what that is. I mean, how's that going to work?
You want to stop and see what is? I'm
just saying, if I'm at a virtual convention and I'm looking and
like an auction or something?
No, just at people's table. I'm like, stop, look.
No, okay.
I'm not getting it.
You're not. It would be like my group auctions or Aquabid, where the stuff would already be listed in advance, and then the convention would start, and you would already know all your item numbers of what you want to bid on.
You're talking about just the auction. You're not talking about the convention part.
Okay. What about the convention part? Where you have to go through table to table?
Walking around, talking to vendors, meeting people. That's what I love about a convention, is interacting with other hobbyists.
Okay. Really? Do you? Because
I don't like people in general, but I do like the hobby. I do like you guys. I just don't like. I don't like people. But you know what? I've seen several people on here that are not people either.
Okay, we got I can't believe we got 9 minutes left. There's 85 people on. I want to talk about two conventions in particular that I think have it right. And Liz, you can chime in when you want. As soon as I'm done. Big Fish Deal, I think, has it right. They are under $30 every year, 3-day event. There are contests, vendors, what's the ticket, raffles. It's so well priced, and you get fed for under $30. All you have to do is pay $30 to get your hotel room. The next one I want to shout out is the Northeast Council. That happens, the NEC that happens every year. I know that's one of your favorites. It's one of my favorites. The reason why is because it has everything. where the BFD is stripped down and it's $30 and you have a specific thing, the NEC has everything. And I'm talking about 2 different speakers talking at one time, and you can pick who you want to go to. And they will always have 2 speakers with 2 entirely different topics. So sometimes you go to a convention and one person is talking about something that you really don't care about or don't want to know about. So you end up not going to that talk, even though you should go. But with the NEC, you have 2 or 3 people talking at the same time in different rooms, and you can pick and choose who you want to go to. You want to talk about the NEC's contests and stuff that you jump into all the time?
No.
NEC also has contests as far as photos and journals and stuff like that. What's up?
I'm just reading some of this stuff. You know, there people are going back to the vendor discussions. So
okay, well, what are they saying? That's what this whole thing's about.
Wes was saying he would spend more at a vendor, pay more for a product that other people has if he likes that particular vendor. So that goes into being dealing with the public and knowing your audience and being able to commute. I've seen vendors who just sit like this the whole time at a show and they don't interact with anybody that comes by. So yeah, I'm not going to spend money there. I'm going to go to that vendor that's like, hey, how are you?
Right. Inventory King Paul, people need to understand that people have different levels of comprehension and may not understand things right away. And the experienced people make them feel stupid and then they leave. Shaking my head.
Absolutely.
That's a good point.
Absolutely.
Anthony's Fishy Friends. That's my boy. I went to all talks at Pet Fest. I now want other animals. Cool. Karen Hawes, if you don't like the talk, you can go to the vendor room. Absolutely. Tom Galooly, beware, I play the ACA tank raffle. That means I'm not even going to put a ticket in because you're just going to win.
Yeah, Angela, there's clubs in Virginia and there's conventions in Virginia, the Cat Cons down there. There's a few other things that happen. So that's actually a pretty Riley Aquarium Societies down there. There's quite a few down there.
Multi-tank addiction. Thank you so much. $5. Just wanted to show some love. We showed you some love. You see your artwork behind us. If you guys have not gone to Multi-Tank Addiction, definitely check him out. He does artwork live. It is fantastic. I had to buy those stuff behind me because they're just they're great. It's great artwork.
So Tom says we need extra time on this topic to stream longer. I
know, because we're at 87. We're not going to stop talking right now until it gets under 40 or something. So again, we've said a lot, but I need to talk about these conventions coming up. I just talked about the ACA convention, July 18th through the 20th. The New England Cichlid Association is running that convention. Peter George, Mike Liu, all good friends of ours. It's going to be a great time, guys. Please check it out. Get registered and go. Michael and I are going. I'm hoping Chris Masco is going to join us. It's going to be a great time. Yeah. If you've never gone to an ACA convention, it is a great time. And a lot of the conventions out here now came up mimicking the ACA convention. So definitely check that out. The next one I want to talk about is the Keystone Clash, September 13th through the 15th in New Cumberland, PA. Again, we talked about this. Dr. Paul Lizelle, Rusty Wessel, Jen Williams, Dave Ramsey, Rachel Leary, Chris Biggs, Joey DIY. What a lineup. What a lineup. You got something for the old timers. You got something for the new timers. And they have the biggest fish show, all fish show in the country. Definitely want to check it out. Plus, it's in our area. You want to come out to the fish room, hang, drink wine with us, you are more than welcome. Got to keep going, guys, because we're running out of time. Aquatic Experience is happening in October. So I don't have, it's terrible. I don't have the dates for that. And I'm actually running that event because I was so concerned about everyone else, promoting everyone else's event. I forgot to say that. But I will get back to you with the Aquatic Experience Cichlid Show. Rusty, Liz, and I will be doing that as well with Michael Mole, who's going to bring the tanks up. We're going to have a great time. Hopefully Michael from Michael's Fish Room will be there. Definitely check us out. I'm not sure what booth it is, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. Come see us. Come shake our hands. Say hello. Last one, Liz, I'm sorry. The Ohio Cichlid Association, their extravaganza, which is another great time.
It's amazing.
It's very similar to the BFD. Chris Biggs is on the lineup. Odd Connings, Oliver Luckins, And Melanie Stracy, I'm sorry, my handwriting is absolutely terrible, so I can't read that. So I just want to get those events out. Definitely check them out, guys. If you haven't gone to the convention, these are 4 of the best ones to go to. Check them out. Yes.
And you know, I'm not. Some of the other conventions don't have a lot of kid-friendly things, but I know us in the Cichlid Club of York and the Keystone Clash, y'all were talking about what to do with your kids. A lot of us have younger kids, and they actually play so well together behind stands and different things. So you don't be afraid to come out to the convention because you have little ones.
Zenon, thank you so much for putting Aquatic Experience up October 12th or 13th. God knows I should know that, but I was asked not to promote that as much until we get the ACA packed. So that's why I'm pushing hard for the ACA. And once that is packed, you better believe I'm going live at the ACA convention and promoting the Aquatic Experience Cichlid show. I'm also going to be promoting the Keystone Clash. I know so many people who compete with fish.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, it's like the Triple Crown. You definitely want to do the Keystone Clash, the Aquatic Experience, and then finish it off with the Extravaganza. I mean, that you're really going against the top of the top talent when you go to those 3 events. So please, if you consider going to the Aquatic Experience, consider going to the Keystone Clash and the OCA Extravaganza. Lots of great events out there.
So Dwayne just said something interesting about
Dwayne who?
Kitchell.
Okay.
Some of the issues are that the clubs from long ago required a certain amount of time before the experts would talk to you. They wanted to get to know you first, and social media is not the way to do things. And that's why some of these clubs are dying off, because the old ways are still the ways they're going by, and these younger clubs are coming up and they're killing it. They're smashing it because they're on social media and they're doing those things. And and that's something we did at every club meeting. We didn't sit behind a desk. We stood up. Hey, how are you? Nice to see you. You're a new member. You're this, you're that. You know, we talked to you. We invited you.
Yep. I wish Jay Wilson was here, because Jay Wilson and I, on the ACA board, we would talk to ourselves all the time, be like, why aren't they listening to us? They need to get with it with the social media, because that's the only way to get people to these conventions now. You got to know who to hit, what markets to hit, what social medias to get on.
And Jay Wilson's out there every day promoting this business or that business, and he's killing it. He is personable. He is energetic, and you know, he's out there doing it.
Yeah. And I feel like that's always has been one of my strengths, is to promote stuff. Who said holla?
Tangs and tangs.
Oh yeah.
That's
holla. Holla. So, you know, all you guys know me and Jay are pretty tight. He's a good dude, so definitely check out his channel. We talked about him last live feed, when the guy who was fighting cancer got to his channel and beat cancer. So anyway, what else is going on? I took first and second in guppies at the Clash. Yes, you did, Michael.
Hey, but you know what? That Michael's Fish Room guy, he's got some pretty nice guppies.
Yep, and he's got a flower horn with a large cock, he says.
He wishes.
Anthony, social media is the new TV ads. Absolutely right. Greg Jones, I have to be honest, I've been going to fish auction and convention for 10 years, and I haven't felt the need to join a fish club. They all seem old school.
Yeah. I understand. I get it. Yeah.
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
I just, let me tell you, people are going to keep thinking I'm vain or saying stuff, but I'm not. I'm just telling you from experience what I did. I'm not trying to blow myself up. One of the reasons why I was able to get the Cichlid Club of York to take off was because all the other clubs were old school, and I knew to get on Facebook. I knew to get on Twitter. I knew to get on all these social medias. Again, Craigslist was hot back then.
Yeah.
And I was able to touch the younger generation, get them excited, and get them to a club. And we just put on, I always said we were going to put on a party with fish involved. We had food. We had, a good time. When the first year, you could bring a little drinky drink if you wanted to bring one.
That was
and
so
so
nice.
it was really it was an atmosphere. Like, I used to throw parties all the time.
It was like sitting in your living room.
Yeah. So I just wanted something that I would normally have.
Yep.
I get together at my house with fish people, and it worked. It took off. I was very lucky that I had a lot of friends in the hobby, like Mo Devlin, Kevin Carr, that came free to talk and helped me get the club promoted and off its feet. And thank God that I used the social media and I took that route, because it really made me jump light years quicker than some of the other clubs that were prehistoric at that point.
So here's a question for you. Gavin says, have you guys considered just overthrowing the NEC and bringing in new blood the hard way?
Me?
Yeah.
No, because I don't have anything invested in the NEC as far as, let me say this. I did feel like it was a conflict of interest for us to be promoting stuff when they were promoting stuff. I mean, we're promoting the same, we were kind of like the NEC, we're king and queen style. So I think there's certainly a purpose and a point of having NEC, and I have great regards for Leslie Dix and Ted Coletti.
Oh, absolutely.
So I wouldn't want to overthrow. If anything, I've learned from both of those individuals, and I have a very soft spot for both of them. So I wouldn't want to overthrow anything like that. Plus, it's a headache. Gavin Dalton, not the same.
So Inventory King says the hobbyists are spending their hard-earned money to come to a convention, and with some having that you have to prove yourself before they share info with the hobbyists is just a load of BS. Absolutely.
I like Austin's comment too. The younger generation are the reasons why we will have fish clubs in the future. Adapt now or lose it forever.
Absolutely.
Austin, you are so right.
And I love that you're in our corner, Austin, because you and Wes and, the other guys in our generation that believe in moving things forward with the times. Even Karen, bless her heart. I love her to death. Karen is absolutely on our side with this too.
There's no side to this, okay? We're not on a side or another side. We're just saying that we need to use social media to stay in the loop, or else.
But in another 5 years, it's going to be something else. And we're going to have to adapt to that.
But it's not our responsibility. Listen, we as King and Queen Cichlids are adapting to the times. That's why we're on YouTube now. We used to not be on YouTube. We used to do this stuff on Facebook, and we hit a certain market, but we found out that YouTube was a bigger market to promote the hobby as well as self-promotion, quite honestly. And guess what? Every now and then you might get paid for it if you do, hit a certain subscriber base or get a certain amount of views. So that just adds a cherry to the top. So with that said, I try to stay focused on my love for the hobby and fish and promote that. Right. I don't have a business, or anything like that. So I'm only in it for the love of the hobby, to get people involved in the hobby, and to chronicle my days in my fish room.
Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you could join us.
Hey, Lisa. How are you? So good to see you.
Okay, so Karen says, I've experienced it both ways with the experts. Some even now won't share much with us. Some I've seen share freely, even with children. Yeah, and it depends on the person.
Yeah, but it's those experts that don't want to share information are a problem.
Yes.
And someone needs to sit down and talk to them and say, do you want to die with all this expertise that no one can use?
Yeah.
Or do you want to share it? That's why
pass it on.
Yes. And that's why I feel, and people won't believe this, but this is the truth. That's why I feel a responsibility to run my channel. I've had Rusty Wessel, Dr. Paul Azell, Wayne, so many other, Jim Cummings, even Alan and Karen, who have taught me so much over the years. I want to be on a channel where I can share that to other people, and from a wider perspective, a wider audience. I got to get off my soapbox.
Well, no, what's cool about YouTube though is it's there. It's not going nowhere. So future generations could be like, what was it like in the olden days? And they can go back and revisit this about what happened. Right. It's our own little diary.
Right. And and this is not pointed at
Karen and Alan are the experts. You're absolutely right, Tom.
And I don't want to point this at any YouTuber. I don't need any hate. I'm not trying to be shady, but it frustrates me sometimes when I see people just getting YouTube channels and taking off that have no experience, haven't been in the hobby, haven't done talks, haven't done conventions. I mean, I guess it's all right, but it's just frustrating because people like Jim Cummings, who has less subscribers than I do, should be the ones that we're listening to.
Oh my God, yes. And he travels around the world, not just the country, but around the world, looking at these fish. And
so it's difficult.
Crazy to me.
It's difficult for me to understand when a Jim Cummings has less subscribers than me. Right. But again, it's all in the package. these new young generation, I'm not trying to offend anyone. You want shiny bells and whistles. That's why I spend 10 hours editing my videos to hopefully get 500 views, because I have to package it in something that's shiny and looks cool, so you guys will open it up and digest it. So we're getting on a totally different subject.
So now Debbie says, young families and kids is where you need to market. Speaking for them, we like this relaxed feel, or what you did with the club and online here. The kids love to watch it and play the snack game, but they're learning at the same time.
Right.
You know,
and that's this is really us, believe it or not. This is how we were when we started the club, although you came in a little late.
And we have bumped heads and argued just like we do sometimes in front of you guys.
Yeah, but it's cool. I mean,
Yeah,
we're human, and you get two people on YouTube. We both have strong personalities and big personalities. We're gonna get mad at each other every now and then, but we want to have a good time. We know in order for you to enjoy it, it needs to be enjoyable for you, and then we try to filter in some knowledge while we're doing it. And quite honestly, I've said this before, a lot of times I learn stuff from you guys. Hell, I can't tell you how much stuff I've learned from Chewy and other guys out here. So
yeah. Rico was leaning too much on me.
Chewy LTD, it's all promotion of YouTube, Jim Cummings, and those people do not promote to the new media age. Shame, really, but not many experts on YouTube anymore. This hobby is changing. Yes, it is.
And it'll keep changing, It just will.
Lisa says, haha, what makes it real, Liz?
Yeah.
Yep. So we're 8 minutes past time. We still got 78 people on.
I don't think anybody cares. It's a really great topic tonight, and we love getting you guys' feedbacks. We've going back and forth on some of these topics ourselves with these upcoming conventions, and it is really great to hear what you guys have to say.
So let's talk about what we did last year. Last year we did the Keystone Clash, right? Mm-hmm. We did the Aquatic Experience. Then we did a talk for the Sickle Club of York. And I felt like we did something else. Well, I can't remember, but we did so much last year.
It was exhausting, and we promised to take this year off, and here we are every Sunday night committed to you all and these conventions. And he promised me a year off, guys. It didn't happen.
Well, this is not that bad, but the fact that I caved in and said yes to the Aquatic Experience this year.
Right.
But I can't ever.
It was so much fun, though, so I'm totally down with doing it.
I definitely want to read what KG says. My opinion will piss a lot of people off, but I think the old generation like me and the younger generation is covered. It's the 18 to 34-year-olds that are ignored at the conventions. Could be.
But I tell you what, at our conventions, we really, and that's just us personally, we try to reach out to every person, especially if we haven't seen the face before, and introduce ourselves and welcome them. And if there's anything they need or any information they need.
Aquafunk Scott is a big fat liar. What did I say? Mike, multi-tank addiction, gotta run. All right, brother, take care. See you Tuesday, Scott. I will definitely be there to check you out. Mr. B, here's a thought. It's not a competition either. Did I read that right? Don't be afraid to share, to mention other channels. Exactly. I love to talk about other channels.
Oh my God.
I love to watch other channels. I love to support other channels, especially the ones that I think are being honest and truthful and doing it right and putting it out there. And again, like Susie Q, I love her channel.
Right.
And a lot of other channels. What else we got?
Don Gallagher says, haven't you learned yet that Liz is always right?
I said
that. Amen,
that,
brother.
I said that in Funk's feed that she's always right.
You did?
Look. Oh, I promised.
You promised Liz a year. Oh, that's why you're a liar, he's saying. Yeah.
I promised Liz a lot of things.
That is true. And I don't have it.
Liz knows
that he ain't keeping those promises.
Liz knows that when I am called upon for something, especially people near and dear to me, I'm probably going to say yes.
And if I had a problem with it, honestly, I would put my foot down and tell him, and he would be like, all right, I get it. I won't do it. But for the most part, you guys are what?
Like you did. Listen, Liz went and bought tickets. This is the first time I think she ever bought tickets. This is the first time I think she ever bought tickets or paid for a date.
Whatever.
It's the truth. She bought tickets to go see a play, My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady, and I bought these tickets.
Thursday night on a work night when she knows I work crazy hours and I'm tired when I come home. And I was like, honey, I don't want to go. Get your sister. And she got so mad at me. I had never seen her that mad. I was like, okay, I better go.
Look, I bought these tickets 3 or 4 months ago. This is my favorite musical, and I wanted to spend a super sweet date night with my man that did not involve fish, going to get fish, going to get a tank, or any of that. Just something out different for us.
All right, next topic. Low life. I'm with you. I wish I could find a way to get my wife interested in the hobby at all. She just rolls her eyes, and I have to find another way to get her close to the area.
Took her to IKEA. We all love IKEA.
I have to say this. All right, Michael's fish room still jet
Night,
lagged.
Mikey.
Night, Mike. I love you. I know you're mad at me. I love you. I'm so glad that you're back. Man, I missed you. I am so blessed to have Liz in my life. I mean, to have someone that loves fish as much as I do, probably is more knowledgeable than I do. That's another thing that Funk was talking about. We were talking about and Fish Keeping Jamaica, women versus men. Women seem to be more knowledgeable, and I have to agree that women are.
I was at one point, but with me, unfortunately, my brain is use it or lose it. So a lot of that knowledge that I've learned, I've let lapse over the last year because I've been doing other things. And I cannot say that I know more than you now. You are the king.
John says, KG Tropicals, I think I made you mad, Scott, and I apologize. I don't think I explained what I'm talking about well through text. Maybe I'll mention it on the stream on Thursday. You didn't make me mad, John. I love you, brother. You are my hero. So you didn't say anything that made me mad at all.
And I didn't hear about it, so you didn't make him mad. Because if you made him mad, I would have heard about it. So Inventory King, we have a super chat for $1.99, girl.
Paul, thank you so much.
Great stream.
We really appreciate it. You guys are the best. You really are.
Here we go with the mushy fish stuff.
Well, speaking of mushy fish stuff, Susie Q from Q Aquatics did a video. It reminded me of you and I a little bit. Very early, our very first video.
Oh, no. So there was bloopers.
With her and her man. It was so cute. They are so in love. They're adorable. And if you haven't checked out Susie Q, definitely check her out. Hit that sub button. Great girl. She's got a series on ponds. Definitely want to check it out, especially during the summertime. I'll be glad when you start getting your ponds up and going.
Look, I don't know if I'm going to get them up and running this year. I just, with us moving and everything, I just don't see the point in it. I really don't.
So thank you so much, Paul. We really appreciate you. While I'm talking about it, definitely check out Inventory King, especially if you're into African cichlids. He is really good at it. Plus, he's got some pipes now in his tanks. Definitely check out Inventory King. I don't know if one of the mods could put a link up for him.
So Wes says there are plenty of people at clubs that would want to help. Some clubs, you have to wade through the toxic people to get to them, but that culture won't change if people don't stick around to change it. And absolutely right.
Yep.
I missed Greg Steves. Did we miss Greg Steves?
We missed Greg Steves. What? He made a comment?
I don't know.
Or did he? He didn't leave us.
I don't know. But I love Greg Steves.
Oh, Greg Steves is on here?
I don't know. Terry's Tropical Tanks. What do you mean you missed Greg Steves? Did he speak at your local club? Question mark.
Wesley, I agree with you, brother. And if anyone can cut through the crap, it's you, my friend.
See, Wesley, you are right. Most of the club is cool, but there's one or two that tick me off that need to ignore and go. Absolutely. There's some people at the clubs that you're just like, nope.
And that's fine. I can go to my home club now. There's several people I don't like, but that doesn't mean it stops me from going to the club.
Right.
Now, I haven't gone to the last couple of meetings, but that hasn't been because of anything about a person. It's just been there's stuff going on. Plus, Liz and I are living a good life right now. We are, because of last year, I'm telling you, last year was a toll on us, and we are just taking it easy. We wake up on a Saturday and say, hey, you want to go to the meeting? No, we're going to go get some waffles and do some shopping, and that's what we do.
And if you're in the York, PA area, check out Wayward Waffle. They are amazing and wonderful.
Yeah, so anyway, and also please check out KG Tropicals. John and Lisa are fantastic. I love to see couples together. Obviously, we are couples, and
we are.
They have a lot of love too, and it's great to see them.
And I love that Lisa's on the chat with us tonight, as well as John.
And they got their medallion from YouTube in, so congratulations, you guys. Well deserved. just an incredible channel. We are members of their channel. I'm not sure what you call it, but we pay a monthly fee to get all the good juice that's going on in KG Tropicals and stuff. So definitely check them out and consider subscribing to them, obviously, and checking their live feeds because it's great stuff.
So Rainer wants to know, how many visitors do you have to your events?
How many visitors?
How many visitors?
Like registered registered people, or just visitors?
And I don't know if that means to the club or to the conventions. Now, the convention, I know we had, 80-some people?
Right.
That had paid the weekend fee.
John, stop. You don't have to thank us for the support, Scott and Liz. You supported us.
We're a jockstrap.
Speaking of which, oh my God. Lisa, you need to talk to her because you need to get her proper.
I need to be a lady.
But we're 15 away from, I think, 2,700 subscribers. I know we're small, but we're getting there. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Did you remember what you were going to say?
Nope.
You totally forgot, right?
Yep. Let's see. How many visitors did you have to your event? So to the Clash we had last year, like 80-some registered, but then we had random people. Am I wrong? Correct me.
Yeah.
What was it?
It was, we had 100-some people registered,
My memory's
including the
not good.
banquet.
Okay.
And then we did a really cool thing, which was a group idea where we charged, I forgot what the fee was. You could come and get a day pass. And we actually sold a lot of those as well. So that's why it was so well attended.
So, and not only that, at the hotel we stayed, when people and families were walking by peeking in the door, oh, what is this? We invited them in. Please come and look. We even had some hotel guests who did the Give a Kid a Tank contest.
Mm-hmm. Karen says, Deb, I'm sorry you were disappointed with ALA. The talks didn't start until Friday evening. It is a ghost town during the day. And I just lost it. We spent the day at the zoo.
Oh, the zoo.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just bet on babies getting her hooked. It could have been any fish. I don't know what she's talking about. Thanks, Chewy Singapore. Super good live stream.
So I'm going to tell you guys something, and then I'm going to premiere it on Friday. Most of you guys know I picked up that tank. I talked about it at the start of the live feed. But I also stopped by Natural Pets Plus, formerly known as Captain Nemo's, to check out my buddy
Mark De Niro.
Mark De Niro. If you don't know who Mark De Niro is, he's got books. He writes for Tropical Fish Hobbyists, and he runs the fish room from Natural Pets Plus. I'll tell you what it is. I went to the aquatic.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him. It's a special premiere. You have to tune into Scott's video to see this super special. Oh my God, so exciting and cute and amazing thing.
Yep. So I got them.
Things that he picked up.
They're in the aquarium. They look great, and check us out Friday at 5 o'clock. I'm going to do a video about it. I did not do any video about me moving that tank. Let me tell you, there was like 5 people there to help me move this gigantic tank. And I was not going to be an ass and sit there and say, wait a minute, let me set up my camera. I was happy that people actually came out and helped me move my tank. And so it was all business, no YouTube. Like I said, YouTube is secondary or third to anything. So
Greg Jones says, my wife asked if I was watching the Home Shopping Network. Maybe you should start a fish business. No, not going to do it.
Liz would be perfect to start a fish business.
Not going to do it.
Stink because I just give stuff away.
Welcome to the Home Shopping Network, where your host, Scott McLaughlin, gives everything away for free.
And I've said this before, I've had so many people give me stuff and be kind to me that, look, I got a tank. Look at that tank. I mean, it's just good things happen.
Yep.
And
I agree. Yes.
And I think it's, if you do good, karma comes back, and good things happen to you.
But that's why we can't do a business. You know, we prefer to give the fish away.
Yeah.
Scott, not impressed with Natural Pets Plus. Have been there twice and suck fish in dirty tanks. Walked out both times. Well, damn, which one did you go to? There's 2.
Oh my God!
Look, you've upset the fish.
You waving over there. Who was that said that? You never say the person.
Johnny Goldfish. Sorry, I apologize.
Johnny Goldfish. So I apologize. You didn't have a good time. Next time you go, let me know.
Sick fish.
Every now and then I do see some sick fish in there. I'm not going to lie to you.
And unfortunately, when you have a system like those stores have, where they run through like several of the tanks, sometimes it's inevitable, and they come in and they get ick or something else. It's really hard to keep a fish store. You know, more power to the people that can do it and do it right.
I don't know what's going on here. Arowanas are jumping.
Dogs
are jumping off, knocking my mouse off. Hopefully you guys are still on there and I haven't clicked off the picture. Let's see.
I love Mark's store too, Susie. I agree with you. Again, any store you go to, there may be an issue or two, but Mark always gives me quality fish.
Yeah.
He would never, like, if there's a sick one in the tank, he won't even sell me out of that tank.
Yeah. Ed Young, I meant to tell you, Ed Young. What are you saying?
I'm just reading Johnny Goldfish's comment.
Ed Young, King Wingfish. I got black belts, 3 there of De Niro's last week. Awesome. Ed Young, I did see your email. I got it. I never use my Hotmail account, so I apologize. Thank you so much. You volunteered to come out and help me move the tank. Ooh. Luckily, I had enough people come, and I didn't have to worry about it. What's up?
Otter Creek, thank you for the super chat. Gourmet meal for the arowanas.
Thank you. Speaking of which, I didn't get a chance to ask Michael if he brought me some arowana food. Thanks, guys, for my sub. Channel is incredible. Thanks, Chewy, for the invite. Oh, my gosh. Chewy, thank you so much. Otter Creek Aquatics, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. The super chats will go back into our YouTube channel and our live streams. Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, when are you doing a video, Miss Queen Cichlids, who's up to 60 subscribers now?
Oh, my God.
Woo.
I don't want to do videos. I honestly, guys, I'm having trouble thinking of something to say. I really am.
This is a girl that overtalks me in the live feed. She has.
But it's easy for me to sit here and talk to you. It really is. But to do a video by myself, even a 3-minute video, I can't think of anything.
So hit the live button and go live and do it. And maybe it'll be better for you.
Don't think I have anything people want.
Don Gallagher, looking forward to the Friday video. Have a good night, Don. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Science Geek, yeah, thank you to whoever subscribed to me on this stream. Absolutely, guys. Definitely, if you see people on here that you've never seen before and you haven't checked the channel out, please go check their channel out. There are some fantastic channels out there. Now, I know I went on a rant about the experts and versus YouTube personalities. That doesn't mean that people aren't putting good content out.
Absolutely.
It just means there are experts out there that know it all and need to be sharing that wealth. And I wish they would use different media such as YouTube to get that on camera. I think Liz is going to pass out, guys.
I'm fading fast, y'all. I got to be up for work in about 7 hours.
Oh, my God.
And look, I know you are beautiful and don't need your rest. I need beauty sleep. As much as I can get, y'all, I need beauty sleep.
I'm so glad you're blind.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Dr. Black, I have hit a few up during the stream. Thank you very much, Dr. Black. When we have this, especially we had 80-plus people on, we definitely want people to check out other YouTube channels and subscribe to them. Go ahead.
Debbie, you got I know you had gotten those guppies from Rusty Wessel, but now you've got a male betta. They're beautiful. I'm glad.
Friday Fish Facts in the house. Hey, what is up, Ron? Ron has asked us to be on his
7 hours. Who sleeps 7 hours? Mr. B, if I can get 9 hours, I would.
Ron has asked us to be on his live feed, so
great.
We'll have to give him a day, and hopefully we can get on there. That'd be a great honor for us.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna cut it in 5 minutes. That'll be 9:30. We ran 30 minutes over again. No problem that you're late, Ron. We had a great stream. Hopefully you replay it. We went a half an hour over and had over 80 people online, so that was great.
It was amazing, guys, and I look forward to rewatching it and reading everybody's comment that I missed.
In her sleep.
No.
Yay, we got that third thumb down. Finally, it came back.
Look, I am way too sensitive for this thumb down crap.
It's all the same when it comes. So
is this a record length stream?
Probably is. I think an hour and a half is probably the longest. Yeah. I wish I could be like the Aussie team with Aquamate and all of them and do 4 hours, but I can't. I think Pam Punchy, who probably left us by now, she's done 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, wow. 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What do you have to say for 2 or 3 hours?
She does plenty of really cool stuff.
Oh.
Including artwork. And
stuff,
I
know. I get that with the artwork.
Yeah. Wake up, Liz, says Deb. I know, right, Deb?
Look, Deb, aren't you on a time difference? Didn't you wake up a lot later than I did? Plus, I was up all night with the dog.
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, all right. Okay, guys.
Corey did an 8-hour stream.
Really? Where do you see that at?
Do it. Right there, Dwayne Kitchell says.
Oh, yes, he did. Didn't he do that on Easter or something, Dwayne?
Oh God. What did he film eating?
Did you just say that out loud?
Well, for 8 hours on Easter, that's what I do.
Oh my gosh. Mr. Bean thinks troll means you are doing something right. If you attract them, great. They're watching too. Dr. Blatt, we only went 3 hours last time. Only 3 hours. And that was including you kicking Fishy Business butt in that rap. All right. Kaler's Aquatics, New Year's or Christmas. Yeah, it was co-op, aquarium co-ops live feed. Okay. All right. We're down to 63 people. We're going to cut it. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. There's really a lot more we could say about this topic.
Oh, my God, yes.
Maybe we'll pick it up next week. Q Quacks, next week we will have 100 watching. That's right, Q, because you and Funk set it up. You guys are going to have 100 watching as well. We got to make this a thing we do every Sunday. 3 channels. Let me talk about it now before we get off. You got Aquafunk at 6, my girl Susie Q at 7, and then we come in at 8. You definitely want to check out Aquafunk just for his personality. He's hilarious. He's a nut. You never know what he's going to say. Susie Q chronicles of her daily fish stuff, including reptiles too, and she's a master with ponds. She's got a great series out of how to do your pond, so definitely check that out. And then, of course, Liz has got Cyclic Queen. If she doesn't pass out right here, I think that
I'm going to try to do something tomorrow or Tuesday for a video.
I'm still in my first glass of wine. I'm not sure, man. She threw back, but she's about to pass out here. I'm about to drag her upstairs.
Yay! So, Lydia, Bella, Zachy, and Penny. Aunt Liz loves you guys so much. I'm so glad I could help you stay up late. Don't let your mother yell at you and tell you you have to go to bed. Aunt Liz said so.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Again, check us out Friday at 5. I got really something special to show you. I think I might have to change my name from King Queen Sickless to King Queen Exotic Fish. Let's check out and see what it is. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Thank you so much. I got to find a button.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you for all the super chats. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for 80-plus people that came out and
thank y'all for joining in the conversation on this topic with us. It was really fun.
Have a great week. Work it like a job. Don't let the job work you. Or something like that.
Oh, sure.
Bye, guys.